It's hard to believe, but we made it to episode 2 here on Run Junkie, and on this week's show, we'll be talking world leaders, American records, check in with some of the top NCAA cross athletes and coaches.
Lucas Versbigas, high school roundup, visit from The Godfather.
We'll be giving our weekly shout-outs, all in this week's episode of Run Junkie. Before we get started, we got to give a shout out to our new sponsor, Brooks Pure. Really got to give a shout out to Mark for being a pure genius, getting the sponsor in a week.
Yeah, it's really going to purify our show. It's a pure combination.
Going to give us some pure inspiration.
Pure motivation.
Pureness around the entire nation. Was
that
that too much? We're going to start off with the pro scene with the last Diamond League of the season in Brussels. And the biggest news there, the men's 10,000 meters. Bekele returns, runs a world-leading time, but even trumping that is American Galen Rupp, breaking the American record, smashing it, running 26:48. Are you okay?
Allergies, man. Yeah, go on.
This guy runs 13:26 first 5K, 13:21 second 5K. Ridiculous times. He's competing up front, finishes third. Why is Galen Rupp so good? Do you know?
It must be the speculoos in Belgium. Everybody runs well there.
It's because after every one of his races, no matter how he does, he keeps a level head. He moves on to the next one, and look what happens. American records. Boom. Other big news there, Morgan Houston, he runs a world-leading time, 4 minutes flat, to win the Diamond League. It's kind of bittersweet after that fall at the World Championships. Jenny Simpson, always do that, finishes only 13th, runs 4.3, right about her PR. Usain Bolt runs a world-leading 100 meters. Johan Blake runs a ridiculous #2 all-time 19:26 in the 200, and there's some controversy. You saw the article up on the site talking about is he clean or not. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, is that the standard nowadays? Someone who runs a great time, immediate speculation. Is that fair? I don't know. But all I do know is Johan Blake has some really long fingernails. Have you ever noticed that? His nails?
No, I haven't at all.
Why not?
I don't know. On our Facebook page, we had a great comment, someone pointing out, why does everyone in America criticize the foreign athletes, the Jamaican athletes, for running good times and then questioning them? But in the U.S., we have people that really aren't questioned at all, which I agree. There's definitely a U.S. bias. So, Johan Blake, keep doing your thing. One thing that got overlooked in that race, you know what it was?
No. What?
Rytis Sakalakis setting the Lithuanian 200-meter record, 20.74. Alex, I thought you were supposed to be the apprentice, the protege.
You're right. I haven't been keeping up on my Lithuanian track and field records lately. Sorry.
Switching gears to the college scene, we will be at the Roy Griak Invitational. This is our 5th year in a row.
Boom!
Can you even believe it?
I can't believe it. It's my 1-year flow track anniversary at the Griak.
I should have brought flowers or something. That's sweet. This race is going to be stacked on the women's side. There are 7 ranked teams. 5 of them are in the top 11 in the country, with New Mexico at #2. You got Iowa State at 9. You got Arizona at 10. I think you got Washington at 11. I might even be leaving some out. But this race is really going to give a good indication of how things are shaping up around the country. We talked to the man himself, Roy Griak, and asked him about the meet this weekend. How's the meet going to go this weekend?
It's going to be a great meet.
Who are you most excited to see, Roy?
The Minnesota Gophers are going to kick some butt.
The only other real big invitational this weekend will be at the Stanford Invite. Stanford's going to be there. #3 ranked on the guys' side, #7 ranked on the girls' side. Exciting to see how they're going to open up their season. Now, Sheila Reid, the returning national champ, is really putting her name out there to be one of the best females of all time. She's won some titles indoor, 2 outdoor. She's got the national champ in cross. Not many women can boast that success. We caught up with Sheila, got a quote from her right here. So we asked,
"Hey Sheila, how is the team looking this year?"
I think that while our team is very different from last year, it's not weaker. We have a great freshman class and everyone is really motivated to fill in the gaps made by the graduated seniors. More than anything, it's nice to not be the underdog again.
We also caught up with Florida State coach Karen Harvey, who has had so much success over the past 4 years. 2 third-place finishes and 2 runner-up finishes at the NCAAs. She lost 3 of her top 5, and we asked her, Karen, will you get back on that podium this year?
Yeah, I think we can do it. I mean, #1 is going to come to ACCs and run really hard, and after that, I think the confidence should be there. But it's deep. You know, it's not going to be an easy task to get on that podium.
Now, on the guys' side last year, Florida State was the big surprise, finishing runner-up. Bob Raymond's crew lost their #1, but they returned 4 of their top 6. We asked them, how good could they be this year?
Man, it's so early, and we'll start to see glimpses when we're back here for the ACC as to what kind of team we can be. Maybe even the pre-nationals might tell us a little bit of something, but it's too early to tell what we're going to be.
There was no real movement in the regional rankings this week, which is no surprise because nothing's really happened. Although after Griak this weekend, look for things to shake up with points being distributed after this first weekend of greatness, goodness, loveliness, and also means Cola's calculator will be coming out very, very soon.
Speaking of movement and shake-up, what's going on with all these conference rumors, conference shake-ups? Time to throw it over to the Godfather.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
Wow, that was creepy. This week, I'm going to talk about the Longhorn Network, which has turned Austin, Texas into the powder keg of the NCAA. Last year, Nebraska leaves because of Texas. This year, A&M's leaving because of the Longhorn Network. The Longhorns and the Longhorn Network have made a chain reaction. The ACC is now might add Syracuse and Pitt. A&M's to the SEC. Now Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and Texas might move to the Pac-12, maybe Pac-16. Where is this going to leave track and field? There's a good chance that if there's 4 super conference teams, all based on football, that means those 4 super conference teams are the only ones getting the money. That means programs that are not in the 4 super conferences will have less money, and a lot of track and field programs, a lot of Olympic programs, a lot of non-revenue programs will get cut. Obviously, this is not good for track and field, the sport in general, the pro level, and obviously NCAA. What can we do about it? Let's hear your comments below.
Alrighty, moving on to your high school roundup. This week in Verona, Fayetteville Manlius opened up the season, and what did the girls do? Well, they swept. They went 1 through 8. The boys and the girls took the W at Verona. In other high school news, individually, Futsum Zenesalasi runs a U.S.
That was good.
Thank you. Runs a U.S. leading time of 14:36. Now, other news out of Indiana is Lena Irby.
I thought it was Lena.
Lena? I think it's Lena. Lena Irby runs a 54:57 for a 400. Now, why is that so crazy? It's impressive, but you know what makes it even crazier? She's 12 years old.
What?
From the West Coast, the Arcadia boys defend their title at the Woodbridge Invitational. Without Mr. Amar Musa, a lot of fresh faces. The Arcadia boys are still fresh.
Alex, what about the Elite 50?
Oh, and this week in the Elite 50, we got different features with South Lake Carroll, and look for Green Hope, North Carolina as well. Coming at you.
Before we close out, recapping some of last weekend's goodness in Philly, some quick things happen, I hear.
Kim Smith, Matthew Casorio run the fastest half marathon times run on U.S. soil ever. Bobby Curtis runs 101. Adam Goucher qualifies for the Olympic trials. Yeah, Adam Goucher. Adam Goucher, that is.
Mr. Adam Goucher back on the attack. I like it.
Where will he be when Houston comes in January?
And now I feel like we said this last week, but really this is the last event of the year
officially
for these tracksters in 2011. The 5th Avenue Mile will be in New York City this weekend. Pretty good fields coming out. Bernard Lagat has never won this event, which is hard to believe. Can you even believe it?
How is that possible?
Well, he just never crossed the line first. On the women's side, it's going to be stacked. You got Jenny Simpson, you got Morgan Usini, you got Shannon Roberry, who's won this event twice. Now, don't forget Sally Kipiego's in there. But I think I'm going to go with...
Ooh, a dark horse.
To close out this week's episode of Run Junkie, quick shout out to our buddy Alistair Craig, national record for the 5K in Ireland, and we will be at Griak this weekend. Look out for prediction contests from the Running Warehouse for your chance to win some sweet gear.
Next week, some more Elite 50 features.
And that is it. We will see you.
Whoa. I think we forgot something.
No, I think we're good. Oh, Radisha. Radisha lost an 800.
The 17-year-old.
Yeah.
All right,
so
I think that's it, yeah.
Hey, look out for those Brooks Pure shoes coming this October. That is it. You got your fix. We will see you next week.